first phrase is from a drummer named Corey Fonville out of Richmond, Virginia. Corey is one of those drummers who can play both jazz and hip-hop at just such an amazing level. He's got both sides of it, and I really just aspire to do that. Corey's amazing. Check him out. He plays with Butcher Brown, his own band. He's toured with Nicholas Payton and Christian Scott a lot. Incredible drummer. I first saw him playing actually at the Winter Jazz Fest in New York City at the Apple Store, which is totally random. Amazing drummer. If you want more backstory on Corey, check out the Drummers Resource podcast with Corey Fonville. This phrase is from the Zildjian Underground performance about a year ago in New York City, and it's kind of a, let's call it a floor tom bass drum sandwich. Because this has kind of a swung 16th note feel, we're going to use a sextuplet subdivision to break down what's happening. The first bass drum is going to happen on the last sextuplet of beat 3, then there's going to be 2 floor tom notes on the second and third sextuplet of beat 4, bass drum on the 4th sextuplet of beat 4, and the last floor tom on the 5th sextuplet of beat 4. So here's what that sounds like. The other thing about Corey Fonville that a lot of these drummers are going to have in common is just that their sound is already awesome. The tuning of the drums, in Corey's case, the snare drum is cranked, it's tight and dry, it just sounds so good, and the floor tom is so low. And the way that it kind of interacts with the bass drum, it almost has this like double bass kind of effect, but just great tones. The stacks are so dry. And his touch is really awesome. He's got his own dry touch. He often mutes the cymbals and knows what he wants to hear, and that's what he goes for. So we're gonna do it at 3 different tempos. We'll start at 52 beats per minute. We're gonna do it at 82 beats per minute. The track is actually at 102 beats per minute. So once you feel comfortable with kind of the bones of the phrase, I would say start to just throw it in a groove of this kind of vibe. Just have fun with it. See different places that you can maybe orchestrate this phrase. Start to try it out at different tempos as well. Hopefully it'll start to kind of seep its way into your playing as a result.
Almost has this like double bass kind of effect.
And because of this double bass kind of idea, I started messing around with a way to make this into a fuller double bass sounding groove between the floor tom and the bass drum. By no means clean, I just started kind of practicing that, but that's kind of a little extra related idea that you could try if you're into
metal music.
It's supposed to do this, not this. Thanks for checking out the video. If you liked it, come back next Monday for episode 2, and happy practicing. Zildjian under. Oh, kick the camera.
Zildjian under. Oh. Kick the camera.
So once you feel comfortable with the phrase, start throwing it in wherever you feel comfortable. Thanks for checking out the video, and I'll see you in the
Sick.